everyone, welcome to Kelley's Creative Dream Studios, and it is day 6 of the 7 days Summer Digi 2021 with Dearjuliejulie and Kara Brandon. We have 1 day left, and then on Friday I'll be back to show you, hopefully for Finish It Friday, the final flip through of what I've got going on here, how I put everything together. This is the digital from Julie, and this particular image here is of a scrap quilt that she made with her grandmother, and she has turned it into a digi and has been sharing it with us. And then this is Kara's, and when I first saw this, my head went to I just loved this blue, and I was anxiously waiting to get to today. So I'm really glad we did. Now I'm going to show you something about the pocket really quick. Actually, I'll have 2 things to show you about the pocket, but I'm going to start here. This is what I've done. In the past, you've seen me go ahead and score and fold these behind. But I didn't do that this time. I cut them off completely off the side so that I have the remnant. I mean, really, you take and you fold that back, and then you have this hidden behind that you're losing color to play with. So I cut that out this time, and in a minute, my tip for today is what we're going to do with this pocket. But I have this to play with. So that's our kits that we were working with. This is one of Kara's tags. I didn't do anything with this except go back over this with a Stampin' Up! Product called Shimmery Crystal Effects. And it does add a little bit of shimmer. And then I went over the leaves with my Wink Stella. I used a little bit of the blue gingham and a button. And when I glued the button to the paper, I used my glitter glue from Studio G, and it seeped up through the holes and brought some of that sparkle into the front of the button. And that's all I did with that one. Then I had this, made 2 copies of the sheet that had Julie's quilt on it, and I turned it into a front and back cover with my blue fabric of a journal. And there are so many little bitty pieces left from this kit that I can use to decorate these journal pages with. So that is my master plan. That's my master plan. Put those back in the envelope before I lose them. So there's that. Then I took the postcard from Kara and I attached it to some of the green fabric, the plaid fabric that I've been trying to bring through everything, just so that it goes with the tiny house background paper. It brings in a little bit more of that green. And then here's one of those blue sides that I just stitched it on here, and now it becomes a pull tab, and I haven't lost that real estate. This isn't hidden behind anything. So I have this, and then I have this one, and I mounted this on some of that scrapbook paper that I had pulled to use with this kit, added a little bit of a doily. And the other thing I did was I had a second copy of these, and I took, and because this was off of Julie's where the quilt was at, so I had 2 sheets to work with, I cut out additional pieces of those calendars and glued them in place so that they add a little bit of movement. And I'm going to snitch one of these really quick because I really want to do this one up here. Oops, I've lost that one somewhere. Let's do this one down here. So I'm going to cut this one out, just like this. Now for these, I was dusting them with Stampin' Up! Soft Suede, so they weren't quite as stark, but adding a little bit of color to the edge before you put a dimensional behind them further lets them pop up off your page. And then come back in here with one of my mini dimensionals and pop that, make sure I'm getting to the back. There's the back. And see the difference that makes in having something raised up. It adds movement to that page as opposed to everything just being flat. And then I took the part of this doily. I didn't hide the whole doily back behind here. I trimmed it off. And that piece I put on the back of this tag. Added the Strawberry Crush label from Kara's. And these strawberries were cut from day 4, I believe, of one of the girls'. And again, I dusted them with the edge, added dimensionals behind them to bring them up off the tag a little bit, and then just covered the back with a sheet of paper for journaling so that I don't have the ridges here of the ribbon tag and the excuse me, and the lace to give me something that won't snag as I go in and out of a pocket. And there's my day 6 page clip, and I didn't want to hide the strawberries, so I put lace on the back of this one instead. Here's another one with the scrapbook paper. I went looking in my stash for blue gingham fabric and I didn't have any, so I made the ruffle. I did find this pink and blue and I thought it was just perfect for this little girl, so I made the ruffle out of this one. And then she is not attached completely, so that I can tuck something small in here behind her. And this is the one that slowed me down and why I thought I was done yesterday and had put this one up. Excuse me. I managed to glue my entire envelope together, so I had to take it apart and redo it. So I put the pink fabric on the envelope, and now I have a pocket here on this one, but I also left this open so I've got a pocket here, and then when this is glued down to the page, I'll have the big pocket down behind. Okay, let's talk about this piece that's left over. To keep from having to use this to go around, you can create a pocket that will still give you a little bit of depth. And all you're going to do is, I think this piece is 1 inch wide, and you're going to cut it just about 1/4 inch shy of your pocket. So we're going to nip that one right there. And that should be the front, that should be both the left and the right side of your pocket. And we'll cut that one off. Okay, and then I need another piece that's going to go down the bottom, and it again is going to be about, oh, just a shy 1/4 inch. Let's go this way. Okay, and then what you're going to do is, let me get one of my trimmers up here. So I have my score, and you're going to score it in half, so this will get scored at the 1/2 inch mark. And if that wants to move on you, use a little piece of washi to hold it in place. It doesn't have to be very big. Just to hold it on its mark so that it doesn't move on you when you slide your scoring tool down. Okay? See how I've got that there? And I'll score at the 1/2 inch mark. I'll come back and I'll take that off. Lay this one in place. Score. Now keep in mind, this is how I do this. Everybody has their own technique, and as you play with everybody's ways of doing things, you'll find the one that works for you. Okay, so I've got all 3 of those scored now. I'll get rid of the trimmer out of our way. And I like to use my score tape for this, and I just score this, and see, that's not perfectly in half. But that's okay, that's what scissors were made for. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to create a little bit of a gusset. And it may be that I didn't have this measured exactly 1 inch, because I didn't measure the width, I just measured it where it needed to score. That one was pretty close. That one was pretty close. And then use a bit of tear and tape or a bit of glue. That's my bottom. That's my sides. Okay. Put a piece of score tape there and there. And you want to put this on the side where the tent of your fold is up. You don't want this, the valley. You want the tent side. Okay. It is a rainy day in the Ozarks today. It's been raining since about 4 o'clock this morning. And it is supposed to rain pretty much all day today. But that's okay. As long as I get to keep my internet, I'm okay with that, because I really have work that I need to do. If I lose my internet, I'll just curl up with a book. I have a couple of those to read and review. Now I just take a burnishing tool. This is the pokey tool from Dollar Tree, or the butt of your scissors. You can take the backs of your scissors and do the same thing. Just burnish that tear and tape down into place good. Okay. Make sure you get it down there on the ends. And then to make sure that you get, if you can get a hold of it really easy, a straight pin is a wonderful tool. Like I showed you yesterday with the red line tape, it'll slide right between. If you've got that burnish good, it'll slide right between your tape and your paper covering. Now you want to put this down to where, to where your fold is on the outside edge, is facing your outside edge, okay? And I'm not going to take the other backing off of this because I'm not going to glue it in place yet. But I will be able to show you on my mat here just how it'll look when we get this done. And because I want to make sure I've got room down here at the bottom, I'm starting up here at the top edge and putting it down. That way I know that my paper's not going to, see I've got a little bit there that that's going to bump into. So I'm going to trim that down just a little bit because I want it to sit inside there. Just like that. Trim it down just a little bit more. But the key thing is to remember that your fold needs to go to your outside edge, not towards the inside of your pocket. Okay? And I'll just take and set that down. And now this fold, I would take these pages, these paper edges off, and it would glue right down into there. But notice how I've got, I'm trying to get rid of that got word. Will slide right in there, and I've got room. Those give me a little bit of extra room, almost not quite a gusset, but more than if I just glued it flat to the page. So let's come back in here with what we had to work with today, what we come up with. We have our pocket. We have another multi-big pocket. We have two of these, like this, and our clip, and a tag, and another tag, our little mini notebook, and another tag. And that's it for day 6. Remember to check out the other girls down below. Also do the hashtag 7 Days Summer Digi 2021. There are a lot of girls that are not elves that are doing the challenge. So, and they're really super creative. I've met some new faces going through this. And one I hope will join our collab officially next time we have one, because she is just super cool. So that is it for day 6. I hope you will remember to like, share, and subscribe. And in the meantime, I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 7. Creative blessings.